we've had in the history of this country. From Sunday to Tuesday. In fact, beginning from last week, Saturday, the entire drama around the factional convention national of the party, the national governors being tear gas that used to governors and Senate president under the administration of arts, and at some point boasted that they would rule being a downward spiral fall, a fall without grip, as the People's Democratic Party at 25 alone. 5 governors of the PDP have left the party, and everything had pointed to one direction: the All Progressive Congress. From the governors of Akwa Ibom State to the governor incident that happened at the kidnapping of the 20 Progressive Congress on Wednesday at the moment. So, and the reps and even State House of Assembly, the distinguished Senator Bukola Saraki, how much reconciliation has that committee been able to bring to the party? Because after that committee was set up, 3 governors have left the PDP after then, and about 6 side. My contact in Anambra would join me, and is the co-convener for the Department of State Efficiency sequences, if any, and if at all there could still be some political solution. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's a trial, self-recognition as well. He eventually jumped bail, went to the United Kingdom, was still running the race back to the country, and since then he's been different, representing himself. At the end of the day, charges yesterday by Justice Omotosho at the Federal High Court in Abuja. His consultants, they used to be his lawyer to him yesterday, but we'll talk about the Southeast without all virtually of the chairman of his political parties across the country. They failed to live up to their billing. Straight up to him is that, wait a minute, remember when all of the chaos going on across, he was partially from being a member of the Amen, that's how they call him, Democratic Party, and also the.
Thank you for having me here.
Show me how, by faith, more than anything else, I will discuss 98.3 FM. If you're meeting me for the very first time, I want to welcome you every day of the week, Monday to Friday, from 4 to 5:30, 90 straight minutes of politics. Oᴏᴜᴜ, it's my pleasure to have you join us. Let's get our resolution to defend what we have and what we seamless transition from one president to the other. 2007, and by faith or by whatever it is, to the late Muhammadu Buhari, also, and that state is one of the since 23 and Bola Ahmed movement progress. The judiciary, but this week, absolute test. Let me read something for you. By Islamic terrorists in Borno State, Zamfara State, by Islamic terrorists and their vice president view. Days. One policeman was states today whether we're ready to practice what we hold on to as democracy.
Let me here once again. Great regard to the as well. Then that the country is bleeding. In Kwara State, kept and you will go with politics. They only, which is not supposed to be, to this democracy in their different, and recall a one-party system. The APC may go as a party, SDP, we a country that we can call our home, a leverage where we can give you a free hand to. So who are your followers? Since having what we call comatose with. So, but there is a room. We will give you our rules and everything that concerns, not a balablu arrangement. Are we ready for this democracy, or we just want to live this democracy not human being, but someone that does not that is not well educated, that does not know what they mean by how to manage. Education is not a scam. We need to go through this. What is balance of payment deficit? Through this, you will know that part of it we control meeting, and political party is a game of numbers.
So he has the numbers.
So they have the numbers, and the elite competent enough have been the one ruling little research.
Okay, stay on the outside or tag along at the edge of the table and wait for crumbs. It's a process. Messages you don't sense. Build up to the 2023 election. INEC said we had about 92 million eligible voters. But look at the turnout. A population of about 2.8 million. Less than 500,000 people chose who became their governor. Look at the local government election we had in Lagos on the 12th of July 2025. Look at the voter turnout. People don't turn out. People don't get involved. So you have people that are not exactly as enlightened as you think you are, coordinating things at the grassroots. You don't belong to a political party. Maybe those of us that were in this job, professionally, you're not expected to be aligned to. On during election, you'll be playing ball. Lepa will give you light. To be one that had the privilege of living in different part of this country, traveled by night, I've traveled during the day, I've visited literally all of the states in this country, job, whatever it was. And those were the times where you can confidently wake up and say, I know Nigeria. To every corner in this country, there's cry of kidnapping and banditry. Even the people that are in their homes, schools are getting picked up. Places of worship are getting picked. And as a member of an opposition party, what would you do differently and the welfare of the people? Whether they voted for you or not, whether they practice finest refineries, do everything workable friendly. First, assess the security situation and tell me what you.
Our country can be, I will rate it, the 5% are getting bribe and money from them. See what transpired at the US with the Republican. And if you listen that there was a room. So now, they and call all the agency, and how to tackle all these menace at once. Opposition party as a SDP, we did not, our people. So nobody will now come to the hair state and the killing in Kwara over today.
And then children died.
And threat of a common Nigerian alone. And some opposed the rate of kidnapping,
increased.
The rate of maybe someone influence it so that America will say that, okay, we want you to come here. But we should not, the way we are acting or practicing politics in Nigeria is different from every other politics. So, terrorist. Does that mean that we do not have all these people? Does let everybody start from Office of National Security Advisor?
I see meaning session from what by the Nigerian army. These weapons are not produced in Nigeria. They're absolutely sufficient. Is it that there's someone or external that the external influence is making things difficult for us here, where we have terrorists brandishing them? We just brainwashed and recruited here.
Well, its agencies are operating good or other things there, which they are. Our Ministry of Mineral Resources, what we have in Nigeria, has been behind the finances. And another thing, does that mean armed forces? I need to ask him too. I've been doing. If, and I quote, a woman said they marry. I will plead with Atiku Abubakar. Obasanjo, they should know. Yes.
Irrespective of your
Irrespective
religion
of your
or
political
party.
affiliation or religion, and they know that truly they wanted to and be killed. Thank you.
In communities where taxes are being levied on farmers, it's quite unfortunate that we've seen democratically elected local government chairmen, these peace deals, unchecked. They don't even cover their faces, and they are well. It's a case of almost calling the bluff of the security agent. Do you subscribe to that idea of offering peace deal, radicalization, rehabilitation, and reintroduction to be recruited into the army on conflict in the absence of social?
Thank you. You see, there is no peace deal, completely failed mission. Irresponsible. Nigeria. With this bilateral, but we need help from America to come aligned to an individual government truly needs assist save 9. But not 9 again. The external forces come on time before the escalating are forced to this peace deal is because they have again. Because agent to this insurgent. You see majority of security because they understand what is being there and what they are facing there. Remember a general, a brigadier general, he was the one that led these forces to that place. Why is it that just disappeared? With which authority? With which mean things alone? But we should profile a final solution. They should introduce. We know that they must be, whether to form their own political party or join, they will jet out. We have done a database. We have studied what have been transpired for the past and they are in the system, which we know that is not going to be an easy task. But or a promo Lagos State.
The state
that you will say that there has anybody ever raised in to be a governor in the state, that which is not proper. I want to pay more attention to the organization. They should engage your vote that have been accredited or whatever register. We need you in all these political parties. See their manifesto.
And now let's talk about your party. We've discussed we've discussed entire governorship circle of, it's just been the same way. Exactly, having a viable opposition space in Lagos. Look at the structure. So seeing how our Congress speaking, being able to take charge of the Alausa government house.
Well, Jandor joined APC because he felt that, and this is the area where I was, according to statistics, any political party, votes must count. A political party, you will have understanding, suggest to whosoever you think of a city cannot know what is happening in all the whole road. Is our governor going to party, rapping them, and we must change this government. But I will not say anything more.
His first things fell apart very quickly, very, very quickly. The SDP, maybe people are alleging that there's going to be an hijack of the parties. You have National Assembly members, 2 senators,
2 House of Assembly members
in Ekiti.
One just defected to AP.
Of all of the 36 states, as the face of
tested election. All what we've been discussing here, in the land, that is as a party, it shows a reasonable elite or men or women that SDP does not have any relationship with APC. Because Malam Erif government,
he won't come to the party.
He will never come to the party. People should know that many years it will take us, we will maintain our party system is like a market to hijack them. That we stood our ground and we are still every of our word and join this party called SDP.
Thank you very much. The one-time Lagos State chapter chairman of IPAC, and also being the chairman of all the 36 state chapter chairmen. For finding time to stop by, I would expect to have should be ready to that. Thank you. I had a platform, a credible alternative to Nigerians, because
in addition, I just in the next few someone forwarded my very good friend, the chairman of ADC, to have even reached DP for the not to do your background checking well. And why did you just wrote such if you are truly the one that has
well, message clear. Thank you so much, Honorable Femi aka Ferrari, for being my guest on the show today. We'll take a very short break. When we come back, I link up with East. Yes, Ezeobi, the unlawful importation of a radio license. But we'll discuss the consequences. Come back. Stay safe.
This is a bad time for our nation. We stay in our homes.
A new day, a new event. But when elephants fight, always plugged in, watching it all unfold right here across every sector of human concerns. Stay tuned to the
have good schools, where hospitals are well equipped.
Sadly, some people are ready to after the food is gone. What remains? 5, maybe 10 years of suffering under bad leadership.
Is your child's education worth just a small gift? Is your community's progress worth only a bag of rice?
Your rights and your future. Leaders who buy votes cannot serve the people faithfully, but leaders
That our future cannot be bought. Your vote is your power, your right, and your responsibility. Use it.
We just had a session with the popularly known as Ferrari. Join me on the show today to look at the security situation in the country, and more importantly, to also look at how the objective to Nigerians, especially when it comes to electoral issues. It's a major, like they would always say, and we'll make a quick socio-political group talking about Abuja after a trial that went on for about 10. And a lot of people are asking questions. The center Biafra, does that end the situation to a whole new level? Some of these issues, the last time we had a conversation around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with him, he was suggesting that the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but it looks like the political solutions won't work. It looks like the judicial lawful importation of radio license, so many other allegations actually. By the end of the day, just that punishment, which was what the prosecutors were. We'll look into these issues today. We join us on the show today, Mr. Izzy. Powers has been, it has the sentencing of, Adiré issue. What do you make of the judgments? Before
make any submission today, I must let your agitators who the situation of South. The last time I was in your show that we talked about solutions. If I still believe that the solution is still going to be a political solution. I believe that the solution is a political solution. But that being said, some little gray lines in the judgment. One of them is where the sentencing him to death for his involvement in EndSARS. Nnamdi Kanu was in London when EndSARS was going on. And nobody has been tried in EndSARS. But all of a sudden, we don't even know the people that testified that 100 and we are all alive during EndSARS. We all see they're armed. Somebody from the southwest state, is it not a terror on that EndSARS? So the leader was not brought into the picture. I think we have two sides of the coin in the sense back from a lot of people that the way Nnamdi Kanu is going about this, the style that in the southeast gives birth to unknown gunmen. Every criminal, all of a sudden, people perpetrate a lot of crimes, different. The government feel like they are not. Then on the second part, the two go back to the drawing board. They are so entrenched in this agitation. Most of them, because inner crime, according to Nigerian Constitution. I hope you heard that yesterday when the Chief Justice was reading it out. That nobody has the right for self. So then the other side of the coin are the people that are feeling there's a sense of calmness. A lot of people have gone back to their business packets of violence that is going to unfold. So everybody would give it.
I watched, and I'm sure you also Abuja brought forward again, went on with has not just been sentenced to life in prison. That people truly believed in the agitation.
What it means is people are going to be the main benefit, and your staff have about 200 staff, greedy one. So that was the nexus of this. They were at the front seat of this agitation. I remember after 2016 or thereabouts, if I'm not wrong, any other leader, his actions, he never considered the opinion of others he's agitating for. He's still on the table. I'm not even putting 0.10 to the southeast is not much. Nnamdi Kanu has been shouting about federal government venture in the southeast is the federal road safety training. People are just asking for basic amenities. That's all. I speak with taking this other route, the violent conduct, which for what he said about terrorism, and not that. I must say, the agitation is true. Neither will it just vanish from the southeast. Now that it should be included in the national growth, every National Assembly member from the southeast, now that we have put away the criminal in the southeast, like the prosecuting, the list that has been on the table for more than 10 years, please let people feel the sense of inclusion. It was Yoruba people that is convicting Igbo people. I told him how. Time of Awolowo, he told me Aguiyi was killed in the southwest. The 1967 coup was name, and he said the name sounds Igbo. That is why the coup was start Igbo coup. With this kind of disunity, all these things that have been said that led.
Let's also look at some of the fallout of yesterday's sentencing, especially in area of perceived maybe of eye swap, was actually convicted and sentenced to 20 years, of which he had already spent 9 of those 20 picking holes in the judgment. Is basically just looking at how balanced with the sentencing right now. There's still, apprehension and tension around the southeast in respect to whether people can now forget about the sit at home that is still in some states, or whether people can, return to their villages, people that have been sent out of their villages by unknown gunmen. What are we expecting in a couple of days, weeks, months?
Like I've always said in your show, it is the security agencies across the Far East confidence out to kill and maim anybody. There is no cure for civil disobedience, for people to be rewired again with our metropolis and various places in Anambra.
I've seen it.
So, even if people want to come out, our security agencies are living up to expectation there. Nobody wants to be the scapegoat. People are not going to be instigated. People are not going to be forced. It has virtually become a lifestyle. People now do to take a while. And the foundation of confidence, things will change sporadically.
Okay. You said at the start of this conversation, Mr. Eziobi, that you still feel that despite the sentencing, some political solutions could still be applicable. A few months back, we had a conversation and talk about Nnamdi Kanu. Well, within that period, quite a few of the Southeast government, you and I agree that justice eventually took its course yesterday. And but do you still think they could still Kalu? The pressure that have been on him, and is a huge pressure. You also people are within the the business space of the Southeast. Solutions, where could that likely come from, and how could that possibly happen?
Mr. Fᴜᴜ,
Also, the judgment yesterday.
Mr. Fᴜᴜ, let me roll back a little bit.
Please go.
Convicting one of the leaders of the ISWAP few days to convicting Nnamdi Kanu, just eye service. Mr. Fᴜᴜ, you and I were in this country, more than 500. They call them repentant Boko Haram personnel. They have killed hundreds, they have killed thousands of people. They have sacked communities that they called reintegration. And federal government that killed women and children up in prison. Under Buhari, Kuje prison was broken 3 prisons. Now, given the fact that Nnamdi Kanu incited his words incited people to. During Buhari's first tenure, to flush them out of the Southeast. The reason taxation is solely a political solution. Is a political activity. War. Restructuring the leader of the agitating group. This agitation with spring optation was on a low pace because of Nnamdi Kanu came in with his own style. Agitators not discuss. Nobody will be talking about agitation. It's like what we have in Nigeria today, sadly, Nigeria. That is what we see. That is what we saw. Mr. Leader was convicted. Somebody that has been held in detention for over 9 years. This is named properly. Do we need to keep a terrorist that has killed over hundreds, if not thousands of people in detention for wherever he is to come and answer for terrorism? So, all this balance, we can want to shy away from that, but these are the realities on ground for Nigeria. And no matter how they want to come into what his arguments have been a big part of Nigeria economy.
True.
We cannot take when the entertainment section is functioning well in every state, the more into that state because the state tends to become a state. A lot of businesses went out. People have left the state because of insecurity.
Mr. Ezeobi, press for time. Thank you very much. Mr. Ezeobi, the two guests we had, the first I was the S much. Mr. Ezeobi, I would always keep in touch in case.
Again on your radio show.
Thank you very much. Well, next up is Mainland FM Global News, and I'll be back by 6 for Sports Cruise.